Let's be real honest for a moment. You know that fantasy launch day we all secretly have in our heads. You press go live on your website, orders start pinging through instantly. Your phone is blowing up with congratulations. You're popping Prosecco and thinking, wow, I did this. This is it. Now, let me tell you the version most founders actually live through. You press go live, you refresh, and you refresh again, and you obsess over every pixel on your website. Your friends send supportive messages, and then nothing much happens. No explosion, no sold out banners, just quiet. If you've already launched and experienced that silence, I want you to know you did not fail. You just weren't given the full picture of what a launch actually takes. I'm Bhavna Rishi, founder of Build the Dream brand. And over 20 years, I've been helping founders, artists, and fashion startups design, launch, and scale brands from museums like V&A, department stores to first time founders who started with nothing but an idea and a sketch or an artwork. And in this episode of The Good, Bad, and the Ugly of Building the Brand, I want to walk you through what launching your brand really looks like, the stuff that no one talks about, the messy behind the scenes truth of what it takes to launch in a way that gives your brand a fighting chance. So let's start with why so many launches are met with crickets. Most founders treat launch like a switch. One moment, nothing exists. The next moment, ta-da! Here's my website. Here's my collection. But to your audience, if you haven't been warming them up, it can feel like something just appeared out of nowhere. They're not ready for it. They don't know who this what you have been doing yet. They haven't had time to connect with your story. They haven't been brought into the journey. So we assume if I have been working on this for months, surely everyone can feel that build up. But they can't. How can they? They have busy lives of their own. A launch isn't a single moment, it's a season. It's everything you do before that go live point that determines how people behave on that day itself. So if you're worried that your launch will be a flop or your last one already did, I want you to shift from thinking from how do I make my launch perfect to how do I prepare for my launch, like a long runway, not a tiny step. So let's break down a simple pre-launch timeline. You can think of it in three key phases: 12 weeks out, 8 weeks out, or 4 weeks out. So around 12 weeks out, start showing up consistently, share behind the scenes of your journey, sketches, fabric swatches, and your why. Why are you doing this? Talk about the problem your brand is solving, not just the product you're creating. Begin building an email waitlist. Connect your website with a sign up form, either on MailChimp or other email providers, and start saying to people, if you want to find out, sign up here. And your goal here is visibility and connection, not sales. Around 8 weeks out, start revealing more details, sneak peeks of samples, photo shoot, color stories, introduce your ideal customer to them. So saying if you were a woman looking for an A-line dress, this is a brand for you. If you're looking for sustainable clothing line, this brand is for you. It's great for your skin, for the planet. Consider a simple lead magnet, a style guide, or a mini lookbook or a checklist to grow your email list. Your goal here is anticipation. So around 4 weeks out, announce your official date, create a countdown, share 4 weeks to go or 3 weeks to go. You can do that on Instagram as well, on the stories, and you can also put that as your highlights on Instagram and on TikTok. You can just drop your link in the bio or in the comments saying, sign up. This is what we've been working on. This is why we're working on this, and come along, find out more by signing up. Warm your audience to the idea of buying. Spots are limited, waitlist gets early access, maybe some offers if they're first of the 50 people who signs up. Your goal here is excitement and readiness. By the time you hit launch day, your audience should be thinking, finally, it's here. I've been waiting for it for so long. This is what it means when you build an audience before you have a product. And you might be thinking, but Bhavna, I don't even have a final product yet. Should I wait to show up? No. You can start building an audience before you have anything to sell. Share the journey, not just the final outcome. Share the challenges, even the suppliers or samples or things not turning up on time. Educate your audience on what goes into making a quality product. Sure, this is the world I'm building. These are my values, my story, my connection. If you wait until everything's perfect before appearing, you're robbing your audience of the chance to grow with you. Let them see the imperfect, in progress version. That's what makes them feel invested when you finally launch. How do you create a launch campaign that excites people? A launch campaign is a simple story arc that moves your audience from I'm excited to see what they are dropping to I am ready to buy. Your campaign might include a series of emails with your story, the collection, the problem you're solving, and how to shop on a launch day, with social media content, which includes the BTS behind the scenes videos, try on styling, friends' reactions, even. A special element that you could include would be early access, small gifts for the first orders, or a live session maybe to go through the pieces. The key is consistency and reputation. Don't be afraid to talk about your launch more than once. People need to see and hear things multiple times before they take action. You might feel like you're repeating yourself, your audience is just starting to notice. Few things on the tech side that you need to also consider before the launch date. You want to go through everything as if you were a customer. So do like a test build, choose 5 people in your family or friends who can test the site for you for these products. Site easy to navigate both on desktop and mobile. Your product page is clear, the image size and details, and your descriptions appear properly. Does your payment gateway work? Your shipping setup is clear, and all your confirmation emails setup is on brand. Do a dummy purchase and see the whole customer journey is problem free. Click every button and look for places where you feel confused or annoyed. Your customers definitely will. The more you test ahead of time, the calmer you will be on the launch day. Once you have launched, how do you manage your stock levels for your first orders? When you are starting out, it's tempting to order a lot because you want to look established and you want to fulfill every single order, right? Either you order a lot or you order a limited number of pieces, but there isn't a perfect answer. And here are some thoughts. Start with a focused collection, a few strong pieces rather than a huge range, and order manageable quantities, maybe 15 pieces per style that reflect your audience and budget. And be honest with yourself. If I didn't sell out, could I manage this stock financially and emotionally, maybe at a pop-up or a market stall? Can you imagine yourself selling it throughout the year? Selling out a smaller batch and reordering is often better than drowning in boxes. You're building a brand for the long term. What happens most 9 out of 10 times when things go wrong? Your website slows down, a link doesn't work, there's a typo in an email, fewer orders come in. If that happens, remember, it doesn't mean your brand is over. It doesn't mean you're not cut out for this. It means you're a real founder living a real launch. If something breaks, fix what you can, communicate. If customers are affected, write down what happened so you can improve it next time. Keep talking about your brand after a launch date. Keep sharing the story, the styling behind the scenes. Launch day is the beginning, not the verdict. The first 30 days after launch, you have to iterate super fast. They're as important as the launch itself. Keep showing your product in real life, on you, on others, different contexts, sharing customer photos, looking at what's selling and what's not, asking why, and inviting feedback. What did you love? What would you like more of? This is your chance to learn. Iteration is where great brands are built. Maybe you realize your sizing needed adjustment, a particular color is a hit, or your photography doesn't match how beautiful the product is in person. Great. So now you just have gained information that will make your next launch better than ever before. So, as you think about your own launch, whether it's sometime in the future or you're recovering from one that didn't go how you hoped, I want you to ask these questions. Am I treating launch like a single day or a season? Have I given myself enough runway to build awareness and trust? Am I allowing myself to learn and adjust, or am I expecting perfection the first time? You don't have to figure out every step of launch alone. You're allowed to have support strategy and someone who has walked this path many times before. Inside Build the Dream Brand and through my mentoring, I help founders map out realistic pre launch timelines, create launch campaigns that feel authentic, not forced, set up the tech and logistics so launch day feels grounded, not chaotic, review their launches, and turn disappointing results into data and direction. If you like help, you'll find a link in the show notes. We have free resources on the website where you can download a free launch runway checklist to start planning your 12-8-4 week journey, or book a call with me so we can look at idea, your timeline, and launch together. Maybe your launch doesn't have to be perfect to be powerful. It just have to be real, intentional, and supported. Thank you for listening to this episode of The Good, Bad, and the Ugly of Building the Brand. In the next episode, we'll dive into social media strategies that work beyond vanity metrics. Until then, remember your launch isn't the end of the story, it is just your first chapter. So keep going and keep building.